Ladies and gentlemen, now I invite you all for a transformative journey where we will understand the effect of sustainable development, and it is only possible with the power of your lens and observation skills put together to embark and empower and reimagine a new world. Upon this ignitive statement, let me put forward an illustration to elaborate a concept. As your lenses are observing here on the screen, a cube is kept on the platform. The cube is denoting yourself, and it is kept on a platform where this platform is denoting the overall society. The light thrown upon this cube is the utilization of energy resource, and the slide bar beside this cube is tracing the area of shadow, that is the effect of sustainable development. Our main aim concern here is to minimize the area of shadow. When we try to do so by moving the slide bar nearer to the cube and away from the cube, we try to minimize this, but not make it to zero. And when we try to make this as zero, by placing the slide bar before the cube and after the light, we actually prevent this. But we are not in a phase to prevent the effect of sustainable development, but we are in a phase to cure. In order to bring back your curious thoughts flowing now, let me restrict them to only 3 energy resources. The first one is water, the second one is energy itself, and the third one is peace of mind. I have included this last point here as I just saw some of your faces losing the observation skills to proceed further. But as I promise you now, I will bring back this third energy resource again at the end of the topic to attain the peace of mind. Without any further delay, let me introduce you to a cognitive quote of understanding the first energy resource of the day. My grandfather and father was very talented. As my grandfather saw water in river and my father saw water in well. But I was very less talented as compared to them, and I saw water in flood during the months of December in the southern part of India and recently in some well-developed deserts. But I'm not going to talk about the same, but we are searching for water when summer hits us, and we are searching for ways to eradicate water when the flood flows down through the streets. And who knows what will happen in the future as my children will be seeing water in capsules. Let us understand this circumstance with the effect of the cause of this. The cause of this circumstance is the necessity of water. And indeed, what is the possible effect of this? The effect of this is the increased necessity of water. Let me give you a brief understanding and a smaller storyline where the correlation between this cause and effort can be understandable in a better way. Since the prehistoric ages, our ancestors were trained to focus on to attain their short-term goal in spite of having a larger long-term goal in their hand. And the short-term goal of my ancestor shown on the screen is to have a banana. But as and when the time was moving on and the world was renovating at a very high phase, our ancestors had to plan to store this energy resource, that is water, in different quantities and structures. They then built dam and well, which we were using in the past and currently using, and in the future also we will do the same. These are some of the examples of the storage units of water. Let me make you understand when this water crisis may hit and how it actually does the process. When the storage of water is greater than the necessity, the water is actually available in enough quantity to fulfill our daily needs. But when the storage is equivalent to the necessity of water, we have enough amount of water, but we are at the urge of a crisis to hit us hard. But when this necessity overtakes the storage, we are actually in a position where the enough amount of water is not available, and we are actually currently in this phase where the necessity have already overtook the storage. And this is the problem. But don't worry, let me give you the solution for this. Yes, the solution goes like this. You all have heard about rainwater harvesting, isn't it? I'm also going to talk about the same, but not in an ordinary way. I'm going to collect the water being collected during this process and transport it to the nearest empty field with the help of suction pumps and water tank. Yes, you heard it right. I'm going to transport it to the nearest empty field rather than storing it again in a different storage unit. And then I am going to drain it in the ground. Isn't it your curiosity freaking now? And I'm again and again surprising you with my talk and the concept of the talk. Yes, I'm going to drain this water in the ground, let the ground get hydrated. And what happens after establishing this concept is that the groundwater level is increased, which is not concerned only about the individual house, rather than focusing on the whole society, where even the nearer empty land is fulfilled. On a precautionary note, I want to say you that as my ancestors were focused only about their short-term goals, let me also scale down this larger area only up to my state. The area of barren land available in Tamil Nadu is approximately 108,000 square kilometer, out of which 60% of the land, that is approximately, which scales down up to 65,000 square kilometer, is available for worthier recharge of groundwater. As your lenses have observed something carefully here, the amount of rechargeable land is much lesser than the barren land. And your first thought of curiosity is now resolved, as the operational cost is minimized. And how it is minimized? As the water tank is not going to travel all around the country to find the empty land, and not even going to find the empty land in the same state which is located far away from the individual household where the water is being collected. I understand you that our mind are only focusing on the loss and profit of every concept. Let me correlate that too. Now, this table shows the tracking and transport of the rainwater which is being collected in individual household. Let that to be 100 rupees. And nothing is free in this world, right? So let me give the convenience fees to the individual household from where I'm taking this water, and let this be rupees 20. And what is the loss associated with this concept is that zero, as we are losing nothing from our hand by establishing this concept. And what is the profit of this concept? Actually is the groundwater is being restored. As your lenses are already focused about the star marks and the color change, let me resolve that quest first. The red star mark over there denotes a condition in collection of the rainwater, as when we take all the amount of rainwater available from the individual household, we are just dehydrating the land of that particular household, which is not our aim of concern. We have to hydrate the individual household as well as overall society. So we are just going to take 1/4 of the rainwater being collected and then transport it to the nearest empty field. And now let us focus on this last one, that is the green mark. This green mark is a very, very special mark, as when your lenses have focused this whole cost column, everything is concerned about currency. And the only column which is not in terms of currency but in terms of courtesy is against profit, as the groundwater is being restored. Yes, it is not in terms of currency, indeed it is in terms of courtesy. And this is the possible solution to the first energy resource for the reducement of sustainable development and the betterment of society with the help of adequate amount of energy utilization, that is here water. Yes, when you just turn and throw the light not upon just you, on the whole society, our problem is solved, as the area of shadow is minimized, that is the effect of sustainable development is minimized to a larger extent without actually moving the slide bar. Thus, our main aim concerned about the first energy resource is now resolved without moving or without applying maximum effort to this process. Let me move forward to the second energy resource of the day, that is energy itself. Case one of this. I would have not told this $1 million idea to you, but I did, as I prosperously transferred my energy to many minds out there in order to bring back energy utilization in a meaningful way. When it happens, actually the utilization of energy resource, which I was concerning in the start of the talk, is accomplished. But when this does not happen, or even gets out of this hall before me getting out of this, the energy is lost again, which has already happened in the past. As I promised you, I will introduce you to the last energy resource, that is peace of mind. Just give me a chance to impress you. A busy city, honking cars, and rushing pedestrian. Amidst this chaos, there is a man sitting on the bench experiencing all his tranquility. Every human mind is not fine with this situation. Let me be the intruder into this scene. I ran down nearer to the man and asked him that how you attain such kind of peace of mind. The man replied me in a monk kind of attitude and just said that I learned to train myself to attain true peace of mind. I was constantly staring him with my power of lens that how come he is attaining the peace of mind amidst this situation. The man replied me with a smile and said that the peace of mind is not attained in the absence of noise, but either in the presence of purpose. And my purpose is to sustainably develop, which I was shouting since last 15 minutes, but it's okay, we have to develop sustainably. But whether it is actually difficult to implement this policy, no. Let me give you an example. R, R, and again R. Your curious thoughts may flow down now to another RRR, but let me restrict to what I have meant here. R stands for reduce, R stands for recycle, R stands for reuse. Yes, I am again eager to know that how to use this 3R policy in my life, and ran again to the monk kind of man and asked him that how to possibly and successfully implement this 3R policy in my life. The man replied me again to surprise, as he just said me that this effect of sustainable development can be minimized not by understanding a difficult concept, but what I do actually is that whenever I heard a clink sound of this water can hitting the recycle bin, I start to recycle. Means whenever he heard a clink sound, he recycled. Whenever he heard a clink sound, he reduced the utilization of energy resource. And whenever he heard a clink sound, he reused the energy resource. That is, my friends, to understand here that we have not to take or travel through a large process to attain the sustainable development. Even a clink sound is enough to achieve the sustainable development. Yes, by attaining sustainable development, we go through the peace of mind, and peace of mind is not a state of being, my dear friends. It is to live in harmony with others. And as I have accomplished my short-term goal by concluding this talk, myself, R. Devan, signing off by giving the power to your lens. Thank you.